Attention, this is an intervention. Put the Jiffy box down. We're baking today from scratch. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and back to another cooking video, I guess. So one of my favorite things to eat during the holidays is cornbread. I love cornbread so much. It's my favorite. Authentic homemade cornbread is my fave. My aunt has like the best recipe. Like her cornbread is like top notch, which I still have not gotten yet. And I'm gonna get that recipe very soon, I promise. And I'll share it here on this channel. But until then, I was able to find another recipe online from one of my favorite content creators who is a home chef. She shared her cornbread honey recipe. And I was like, I gotta try this. This looks way too good. And surprisingly easy to make, so hopefully. So I got the ingredients last night and I figured, let's make it today. Okay, so the star of the show, of course, is going to be the self-rising cornmeal. And this is very important, obviously, because you're making cornbread. You also have our honey, some extract vanilla, all-purpose flour, butter, which I'm upset about because this is really freaking expensive and they only give you 2 sticks. Are you kidding me? 2 sticks? But it's okay because we're going to use this butter as well once this one runs out. We got little mini eggs here. And I also am going to be adding, not a lot, but a little bit of some cake mix. And the reason why I'm doing this is because my aunt does that for her recipe. And her recipe comes out so moist and so good. I can't like explain how good it is. And she once told me that her secret ingredient is she uses a little bit of cake mix. So although this recipe doesn't call for it, I'm going to add it in just for some added moisture because why not? All right, so now that we have our ingredients, we can start cooking. She starts with 1.5 cups of flour, and she says in her video not to scoop it out directly because it creates dryness with your flour, which I had no idea. So she says to spoon it out and then put it in your measuring cup. So I'm gonna just do what she does because she knows more than me. So we're gonna add 1.5 cups. And I don't really use flour a whole lot, so I'm glad I'm using a lot of this because it'll go to waste. Because I'm not really a baker. Maybe I should be, right? Okay. I'll just do one more. Okay, so we got our cup in here. And then she says to do 1.5 cups. So we're gonna add the half. Whoops. You know, it's not cooking if you're not making a mess. Don't worry. For all you OCD people out there, I'm going to clean it up, I promise. And there's the half. In you go. We're gonna do 1.5 cups of the self-rising cornmeal. This stupid thing, hold on. This thing is pissing me off. It won't get out of the way and I can't see. Hold on. That's a cup. And then the half. Pretty good. Okay. Next up is the sugar, and she adds 1.5 cups of sugar. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot. But this cornbread is going to be very sweet. And again, we're not eating this all year round, guys. We're only eating this for the holidays. It's okay to cheat a little bit, all right? And then I'm going to just stir everything all together with my whisk. Okay, next we're going to melt our salted butter. And she uses salted butter instead of unsalted because she says it just works better if it's already salted. It's not like overly powerful. So I guess it's not a big deal. But if you don't want to use salted, you can use unsalted and then add your own salt if you want to kind of measure, you know, how much salt intake you're taking. It's insanity how much you got to pay. All right, I'm going to melt this really quickly. Okay, and I went ahead and moved over to the bigger bowl instead because I'm going to be adding the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients directly. I thought she did it separately, but she actually does it all together. So this bowl was just too small. So I'm going to go with this. I have the melted butter here. So I'm going to just pour in the melted butter. 1 cup of milk. You can use whole milk. I use lactate because I'm lactose intolerant for the most part. And funny enough, when it comes to my lactose, I only get triggered by milk. I can have yogurt, I can have cheese, it doesn't bother me. But whole milk, yeah, not good. And 3 eggs, like so. And then she adds a little bit of honey, just a little bit, she says, not a whole lot. So we're gonna just add that. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of cake mix, just a little bit, not a lot. I'm only gonna add 1/3 of a cup of cake mix in here. That's it. And now we can start. Now, if you have a mixer, you can use that. I'm gonna just use my hand. I'm more old school. It's funny because I bought like the fancy cheese grater, and I showed you guys that. I think I showed you guys that when I made my macaroni and cheese, and I just don't like it. I don't know. I'm just old. I'm like an old school person. I just find it easier for me than doing it with electronics. And I almost forgot to add a little bit of vanilla extract. So we're gonna add just a capful. Continue mixing. What's funny too is I just realized as I'm recording this video that I'm recording in the wrong setting. I was supposed to do it horizontally for long form. So I apologize that it's in this form. And you know what? Because I added a little bit of the cake mix, it's thicker than usual. So I'm going to add a little bit more milk just to even it out so that it's not too thick, you know? I want it to be thin enough. All right, I got my 9x13 pan and I went ahead and melted some butter so that I can put it throughout the pan because that's what she does. And we're gonna just spread it so that way it doesn't stick. I don't have unfortunately, I don't have one of those like baking brushes, which I need. So we're gonna do this old school style and just spread it out like this. Hold on, I'm gonna get a spoon because I wanna get everything out. We spend too much money for this. All right, and then we're gonna put this in the oven at 350 for, I think she said 25 minutes, but let me just double check.
I would say about 25 to 30 minutes.
25 to 30 minutes. All right, so, and let me set my timer. All right, I set it for 30 minutes just to be safe. I'll be back. All right, guys, as you can see, we are all done. I had to poke some holes in it just to make sure that it was done, and it is. Oh, good. Oh my God, it smells so good. So I'm gonna let this sit for about maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and then I'm going to show you the next step. All right, so I melted some butter, and then we're gonna add some honey. Honey, honey, honey. And you wanna pack this in because this is a honey cornbread, so don't be afraid to add your honey in here. We're gonna spin it with our frother. Okay. Fun. I'm gonna poke some holes into the cornbread like so. And this is just to get the glaze inside of the cornbread. And some people were saying too in the comments on her video that they didn't have honey, so they used maple syrup and it came out just as good. So if you don't want to use honey, you can always use syrup. Whatever whet your appetite. I'm going to plate this and then I'll show you the final results. Jiffy who? This is the final result. And if you want, you can add more honey to like glaze it. I'm not gonna do that because I feel like there's enough in here. But now for the most important part, which is the taste test. Because if it don't taste good, we just wasted our time. 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. Yes. When I tell you, this is banging. Sorry, I know I should be talking right now, but it's so good. It's moist. It's so flavorful. It's sweet. If you don't want to add honey, you don't have to. You can just bake it as is. Don't add the honey if you don't want to. But if you want to add that extra moisture, that extra effect, go ahead and add you some honey or even some maple syrup as a glaze. This is banging. This is banging. And I'll be making this next year as a Thanksgiving side. And I suggest you do the same. I'm gonna have a link in my description of the full video from the actual chef who cooks it from her recipe. So you guys can follow her and follow more recipes from her because I love her. Her name is Kimmy Creations. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit my notification bell so you know when I post a brand new video. Hope you guys had a very blessed and amazing Thanksgiving. And I'm actually going to my mom's house right now to continue Thanksgiving celebrations the very next day. So I gotta go. But until next time, peace.